never been a terrorist act by refugees in this country. There has not. There has not been a single terrorist act that are by refugees in this country. Most terrorist acts in this country are committed by Christian militias and white supremacists. We're not banning them. You know, we oftentimes talk about, for example, places like under the Taliban, who again, we helped install the Taliban in power in Afghanistan. But we talk about how women were dealt with in Afghanistan, for example, under the Taliban. But we forget to say that, you know what, even in the most conservative Saudi Arabia, and I am not in any means a fan of the Saudi government, I think they're tyrants, but even in Saudi Arabia, there are more females in postgraduate higher education than there are males. In Pakistan, there are more females in medical school and graduates of medical school than female graduates of medical school in the United States. How many Muslim countries have had females as head of state? We have yet to have a female as head of state. You've got a real problem when you take the best of your culture and compare it to the worst of another culture. That's a real problem. I don't know where, I've been a Muslim all my life, and I don't know where sometimes they find some of these pictures. They scare the heck out of me. But where are the pictures of the women, you know, that are in the park with their children, you know, on the swings? Where are the pictures of so many of the others, you know, that are just going about their business, going to work every day? We just don't have that. And so again, we're trying to create that kind of image. What does the Quran actually say? It says, we believe in God and the revelation given to us and the revelation given to Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob, and the tribes, and that given to Moses and Jesus, and that given to all the prophets from their Lord. Actually, Muslims have a high regard for Jews and Christians. Within Scripture, the reverse is not the same. And so we need to really be honest when we're going to present what it is that Muslims believe. And so when Muslims pray their 5 daily prayers, we all turn to face the Kaaba because it's symbolically showing that we worship the God of Abraham. The other picture where you see some of the men that are bending there, this is one of our prayer services that took place here in Milwaukee. Another picture is during Ramadan, a family. Muslims love to eat, just for the record. Just for the record. And so any opportunity to eat, we make an opportunity to eat. The other one is just charity, because charity is extremely important also in Islam. So when we're going to build bridges, what do we need to do? We need to become informed. We need to get our information from various sources. I always say that if all your information is coming from Fox News, it's about time to get on board. Okay, right? We need to meet people that we have been taught to fear. We have to make the opportunity to meet people that we have been taught to fear. We cannot succumb to hysteria. And right now, in our country, we are dealing with hysteria. I'm sorry to say, but I believe that one of the single most important reasons that our current administration was put into office was the hysteria of the Muslim boogeyman. That's why we came to office. Probably second to that is kind of the anger that how dare a black man be in the White House.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also have to stand up for what is right. So we have to start in our sphere of influence. And unless we do that, we're going to have an America that we're not going to be very proud of. We went over historically what's happened in our country before, and we are on the verge of having something like that happen again. And so once again, we all have to stand up for what is right. And so what do we do as an organization at the Milwaukee Muslim Women's Coalition and the Islamic Resource Center? We provide opportunities for getting to know each other, for building bridges. We have many, many, many events, discussion groups, book clubs, author talks. We have seminars. We also have a film festival, Milwaukee Muslim Film Festival, that we launched a couple of years ago. This year will be the 3rd annual. And so one of the things we have is a public lending library, just like a regular library. We have a full-time librarian on board to allow people to come in and check out books. We have reading programs even for children, both Muslim and non-Muslim. I'm part of a book club there. We have about 24 people in the book club. My husband and I are the only Muslims. Everyone else is of a different faith. But we're reading a book called Misquoting Muhammad. And so again, an opportunity to get to know people, to learn from people. One of the pictures that you see there are actually students from Northern Ireland that were brought here as guests of the State Department. And they wanted to know about what methods we use to help build bridges. Definitely invite you at any time to come and visit us. We provide resources for teachers and educators. We provide resources for social workers. We do training sessions for again, educators, teachers, health professionals. I guess the best quote I have is from an individual that Jeremy McClellan, who's actually a comedian. He said, well, if you want to prevent refugees from coming from Muslim countries, maybe we should probably stop bombing them. So that's probably the first step.
That he's not going over to Vietnam to kill people, and he took a moral position, and because of that, he was admired around the world. And
that's absolutely right. And he lost so much. He lost his belt. He lost so many things as a result of it. But you know what? He kept his conscience and his dignity, and he refused to participate in that. And I think that at some point, I just wish when we went into Iraq that there were more people that had just done that. But again, it's perception. We create this lie. We create this lie of weapons of mass destruction. It's very, very distressing to Muslims what's going on because actually in many Muslim countries that's what's creating also havoc, is because of the climate change and also because of these multinational corporations that come and just reap the natural resources of these countries and then leave them destitute.
The last Friday of the month, Janan's organization, the Milwaukee Muslim Coalition, has a brunch at 10 o'clock, 10 to 12. They always bring in an outstanding speaker, but you meet so many wonderful Muslim women and other people of many different faiths.
And Monday at 10 o'clock, we're having a press conference at the Muslim Women's Center press conference, basically talking about this immigrant and refugee and Muslim ban. I also feel that the Democrats in many ways have failed with certain things. And so I think we need to kind of take a look at ourselves and see how we can resolve that. Because if we can't resolve that and really see how to engage these people, we're going to continue with this polarization. We're much more connected. There have been rallies are put together just with Facebook now. Yeah. There's so much more information that is out there. And so the opportunity to reach large numbers of people, the only thing is that we're living now in a country where we don't have the luxury of sitting and saying, you know what, I'm just tired, I'm retired, I'm whatever, let somebody else handle it. We just have to do it. And that's what democracy is all about, and that's what justice is all about.
You make a very convincing argument about the commonality of various faiths. And what I see when I look at the world are Christian fundamentalists, Islamic fundamentalists, Jewish fundamentalists, and I separate them from people of faith and whatever they believe. And I'd like to see all the fundamentalists on an island themselves to fight it out amongst themselves and leave the rest of us alone.
Absolutely, I hear you, definitely. And when people take scripture that was revealed at a certain time and cherry pick it and take it out of its historical context, take it out of its scriptural context, take it out of the context of the situation in which it was revealed, and rather than taking the message, taking it literally. The Quran itself calls itself an allegory. So the idea is you get the message. What is that message? What is that important message that is being presented there? It's not to go back and live like we lived 1,400 years ago or 2,000 years ago. That's not the idea. You have to be a critical thinker. And even within the Quran, there are so many verses that start out that this scripture is for people who think. So you're supposed to think. That's the very first thing you have to do.
I like how you said, meet people that we've been taught to fear. We are people who have worked with people. Being educators here, we've worked with people from diverse backgrounds. So thank you all and have a safe trip home.